Hey y'all, hey. I just wanted to come on here really quick to do a quick intro and say that we are doing a what my kids eat in a day today. It is so early in the morning, but I really wanted to get this video up and going and ready, and I did not want to slack on it at all. So I went ahead and pulled out the camera just so I can get an intro going. I feel like once I get that intro done, it's like I have to do it. So yes, we're gonna be doing a what my kids eat in a day. I have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. My 2-year-old is actually almost 3. Their ages seem so close, and they are really close in age, but there is a little bit of a gap in between them. My 2-year-old is so picky. He has a few things that he enjoys, and that is sweets and carbs. So as long as he has sweets and carbs, sugar and carbs, he's just fine. And then my 1-year-old is pretty much a free spirit. He eats whatever you put in front of him, and he's not really picky with anything at all. But I will say that because my 2-year-old is so picky and my 1-year-old pretty much eats anything, I am going to be trying something a little different today. I want to do kids charcuterie boards. So if you don't know, a charcuterie board is really just meats, cheeses, crackers of various different types. I was thinking about applying that to my children's day because, like I said, I have one who eats everything and I have one who is super picky. So I do want to go ahead and try to implement some things. So here's how I'm thinking about doing it. If it goes correctly, which I think it will, I want to put on their plates one thing that I know for certain they will eat. I want to introduce them to something new, and then I want to expose them again and again to things that they are pretty much on the fence about. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Charcuterie boards are so much fun. I love the color, and I think this will be a very good idea, especially for my 2-year-old who's so picky. So when coming up with this, I was thinking about a way that I can pretty much just make sure my kids eat, and I am happy with the fact that they were able to eat something. So by putting what they love, and I know they'll eat on their plates, I know they will at least eat something. But by exposing them to something new, it'll give me the opportunity to truly think about what else I can add to further their palates. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I am super excited about it. I can't wait. Y'all know the kitchen is my favorite place to be. So I am going to go ahead and get started with breakfast. So first thing in the morning, we have breakfast, and we typically have our breakfast around 7 o'clock in the morning. If you don't know, my husband does work outside of the home, so we always tend to have our breakfast pretty early in the morning since I'm already up fixing his, and it's not too long before my kids get up and are ready to go. So we're trying something new with them. These are the protein pancakes. I feel like my 2-year-old does not get in enough protein first thing in the morning, and so I try to use this as an alternative to help with that protein, that extra protein, and I do feel like it has made a difference. He is staying full for a little bit longer than he normally would. And I will say that I do add about a tablespoon, I'm sorry, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon of sugar, and then I also add in a little bit of cinnamon just for some flavor. I'm also going to go in with an egg, and they will split this egg. Neither one of them are too fond of eggs, but I always try to expose it to them. And then one of my secrets to making my eggs super fluffy is to add in just a little bit of heavy cream. I swear by this. I always do this regardless of how much or how little egg that I am making. And then also, if you don't have heavy cream, you can also use a little bit of water, a splash of milk, whatever you have to help make it just that much fluffier. And I do add a little salt and pepper. So I'm going to start by making their pancake. I do choose to do one large pancake, and then we're going to cut that up and split that amongst the two of them. Sometimes I'll go the extra mile and I'll do little mini pancakes, but recently I've been finding that this has been quick, easy, and convenient. So once that pancake is all done, we're going to take it out of the pan and set it aside. And now we're going to go in with a little bit more butter, and we're going to make that egg. Now when it comes to them, I like to go ahead and cook everything all at once. That way they are not waiting for everything to be done. I know sometimes a lot of parents choose to feed them one by one and they can have something as they're cooking, but for us, that's what their cup is for. They like to have a little milk first thing in the morning, so that's what I choose to do. And as you can see here, I'm just rolling up the egg. That way it's just easier for me to cut whenever I go to give it to them. There's really not anything specific that I like to do for their breakfast to make it a little fancier, aside from doing mini pancakes, every now and again. But if you are not in with the kitchen shears hack when cutting up your breakfast, you need to get with it. I started doing this some time ago, and to me, this is the most genius thing I have ever done. And it's so simple. But that's what those kitchen shears are for. Use them. And then I'm also going to add in some bacon, half of a banana, and some Cheerios, and of course a little syrup. And that is what my 2-year-old is having for breakfast. And then this is what my 1-year-old is having. I did not give him any bacon, but he has the same thing as my 2-year-old. And look at RJ, he is so precious. So now we're moving on to their mid-morning snack, and that is around 10:30 in the morning. I had some frozen strawberries and blueberries, and then I also went in with half of a banana and a splash of almond milk. I'm just going to give that a good close, and we're going to go ahead and get that blended. And I noticed that it was a little thick, so I took it off, and guess what we did? Added a little more milk and blended it up, and it was perfect. I also went in with a drizzle of honey after the fact, but there is some honey in this as well for sweetening. Of course, RJ, my 2-year-old, was not fond of it, but my baby boy Rylan, my 1-year-old, he drank it with no issues and no problem. So cute. He loves a good smoothie, so I like to do these for him. And now it's lunchtime around 1:30, and this is what we're having. It's a variety of different things. I think this honestly might have been my favorite one of all of the meals I did today. So I'm going in with some turkey and some ham. I'm doing one of each. And I'm just going to take this little thing here, which is honestly just a bottle top. And I'm using that to cut the meat into little circles just for presentation purposes. And so that it is easier for them to eat and easier for them to control. So once that is all done and ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and take those pieces and set them off to the side like I've been doing. And I want to say that if you do decide to do this, just make sure that your top probably is a little greased around the edges so nothing sticks. But this is how it looks. So beautiful, so cute. It reminds me of Lunchable, honestly. So now I'm going in with 2 pieces of good old American cheese. Like I said, give that top a little rub down and a little bit of oil or something just so that it makes it easier to get out. Because as you can see here, I was struggling to get this thing out. And all of them were sticking, but they weren't sticking too bad. So I was still able to break them apart. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these little excess pieces of cheese. And now we're going in with some honey wheat bread. And I am going in with just a small dollop of peanut butter. This is the honey roasted peanut butter. And I'm only going in with a thin layer. They don't need too much of it. So I like to keep it pretty thin. And on another piece of bread, I'm going to go in with some butter. Now, both of these pieces of bread are toasted slightly. So they're still very manageable, pliable enough for them to hold and eat and not have to worry about it being too hard. But I did want to toast it a little bit just to add a little something to it. So once that butter is on there, we're going to go ahead and take a knife and give this a nice cut. As you can see, I'm cutting it in strips just so that it's easier, like I said, for them to hold, and it creates less of a mess as opposed to giving them a full piece of bread. Now I'm going in with some cotton candy grapes. If you have never had cotton candy grapes, you need to get with it, okay? These are so good. They taste just like cotton candy. It sounds crazy, but y'all, my coworker put me on years ago and I have never looked back. So I'm just going in and giving these a good quarter. And then once that's all done, I'm going to also throw in some chocolate chip cookies. I feel like every meal deserves a little something sweet. So now I'm going to go ahead and get it all assembled. And honestly, y'all, they did so well with this. I did not know for sure if they would even care for the bread with the butter on it. I thought they would gravitate more towards the one with the peanut butter on it, and of course they did, but they honestly ended up eating almost everything off of this plate. The only thing RJ was not too fond of was the ham and the turkey, and sometimes he eats it, sometimes he does not, and that's why I like to give a variety of things. So yeah, and that's also another reason why I do the protein pancakes, because he is so picky. I told y'all he's so picky, but this is it. And here is my baby boy Rylan, my 1-year-old, and he is eating his grapes. We've given him grapes before, but never on his own, so I was standing here monitoring him while he ate. But yes, I have to reiterate their ages because they are so close in age, but they are so different when it comes down to the things that they enjoy. And like I said, Rylan will eat just about anything. He is not picky at all. He's giving it a taste, giving it another taste just to make sure he really likes it, and he loves these grapes. So we'll definitely be keeping these even more now because I realized that he really does love them.
Here you go. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now it's time for dinner at 5:30. I typically always like to try to have dinner done by 5:30. My kids are on a very strict routine with their nighttime routine, because if they even for a second steer off of that routine, we as parents have to pay for it. If you're a parent, you know getting them off their routine is the worst thing that could possibly happen. So we try to keep them pretty much on the same routine. And for dinner, I actually had a lot to do tonight, so we just did a frozen dinner. So don't feel bad for having to do a little frozen dinner every now and then. This is chicken nuggets, corn, mac and cheese, half of a brownie, and some grapes with some barbecue sauce. It is the end of the day, which means it is the end of this video. I know my kids don't eat the healthiest all the time, but that's okay, y'all. That's okay. I am one of those parents who believe as long as my child is eating and we are incorporating healthy things throughout the day, then I'm okay. I'm okay. This is realistic for us, and this is how things operate. So I definitely did not want to come on here, put out a video, and it's things that we don't even eat regularly. So yeah, I really wanted to give you a realistic perspective, but put it out there in the form that's a little different than what you normally see. So I hope you enjoyed all of their charcuterie boards. I enjoyed making them. It's definitely something that I will continue to incorporate throughout, you know, dinners, lunches, and breakfast. This was something that really did like change the game for how much they ate, and it showed me even more about the things that they enjoyed. So I'll definitely be doing this more. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got some inspiration from this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know, what will you be incorporating in your meals for your little ones? And don't forget to subscribe. I will be posting another video really soon, and I really don't want you to miss it. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button before you exit out of here. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.